OVC, back again for another Tales of the Deadwax. This one was something that was always planned. I just had a source of inspiration while cleaning records. I was going to attempt to do this one a couple months ago. Our friend Eyezz, Jarrett New, had covered this ground quite well, and I recommend checking out his video, and I'll leave a link down below. But I want to talk about Deadwax messages. So let's get to the source of inspiration. So the Third Man Records fan club just came out with their new release, which is Pearl Jam live at Third Man Records, and not a bad album by any means. You know, they didn't cover any of the earlier stuff. It's a lot of newer stuff. Jack White plays with them on one track, and it kind of is a mixed bag in my personal opinion, but not a bad album. It was quite well recorded. But for the Deadwax, every single Third Man record has something inscribed in the Deadwax, be it a 12-inch or a 7-inch record. And so this one just happens to have KW shouts and approval, and the other side has an unmute boom. Another one that I cleaned up, this is a duo, interesting, they're a German duo, dance, electronic, and that is Tiger and Woods, not Tiger Woods, but Tiger and Woods. And this is a 2-song 12-inch single, and one side says live in the green as much as possible, and the other side says don't drink and drive, don't even putt. Really, the earliest example that I'm aware of somebody putting something in the Deadwax is Jimmy Page with Led Zeppelin 3. So a lot of people are looking at their copies of Led Zeppelin 3 for these messages, and so Jimmy Page had a quote, or 2 quotes, from occultist Aleister Crowley inscribed on the A side and the B side of Led Zeppelin 3, and also the 7-inch single for the Immigrant Song and Hey Hey What Can I Do. So one side says do what thou wilt, and the other side says so mote it be. So Page was really into the occultist Aleister Crowley. In fact, Page had owned Aleister Crowley's house at Boleskine up until the mid-90s, I think. Just fascinated with the guy. So, you know, if you have a copy of Led Zeppelin 3, look for those inscriptions. Sometimes you'll find just one on one side, or the same message on both sides, but if you have an early copy, it'll say, it'll have one quote on side A and the other quote on side B. Another famous Deadwax inscription is from the Eagles, and it was a reference to the recording engineer Glen John. So one side says Happy New Year Glenn, and the other side says with love from Bill. I like LCD Soundsystem. I love this album. All 4 sides have something inscribed. Just to show you one example here, this one side says amateur dance music. The last record I'm going to show you is the Mo-Fi version of the Cars. Now, even the Mo-Fi guys occasionally get into it, and so you know, they used bits and pieces of the lyrics of this wonderful Cars album. So one has nuclear boots, and the other side says substitution, mass confusion. So there you have it. Check out your Deadwax from time to time. Occasionally, you know, the artist or the engineer will put in some creative little message. Do you have a favorite Deadwax message? Shoot me a comment down below. I'd be curious to see what other Deadwax messages are out there. Dr. Deadwax had a thread or a contest on this a long time ago, and it was cool to see everyone's responses. I might try and drum that up, and if I can, I'll include a link down below. But do you know of an older Deadwax message that predates Led Zeppelin 3? I'm curious to know. That, as far as I'm aware, is the earliest one, but if there's one that's earlier, let me know. Thank you for watching, and please comment if you can.